Hey guys, what's up? So it should be noted that I practically killed myself to make this video, which shows that I'm really sincere about sharing information with you guys, about sharing the truth. And I'm just saying, like, I really do mean what I'm saying and all that. So that's really the idea here. So I hope you guys enjoy, and have a good one. And please enjoy the video. Yalla Mashiach, yalla yalla Mashiach. כולנו יחד חותכים לך שטיח הקדוש ברוך הוא. Oh hey, what's up YouTube? How you guys doing? So today's video is going to be all about the greatest proof against Karaitism. That's exactly what we're going to be talking about today. So I am very excited to do this video because of its sheer axiomatity, if that's a word, which maybe yes, maybe not, but either way, hey dog, what's up? At least, brings my message out as clearly as it should come out. And I think I'm probably going to have to cut this video thanks to this dog. So, yeah. Hey guys, yeah, this is Reuben. He's the cutest dog in the world. We got him, sort of over a month ago or something, I don't know. But he's really the cutest dog in the world, and I forgive all his barking. And, yeah, I hope you guys enjoy his awesome angel look. Speaking of which, actually, I have a friend who has a dog named Angel. But anyway, here's a simple fact. When one really examines Hebrew, when one looks into the very format in which the Torah conveys its messages, he will immediately notice that the Torah scroll, the very Torah that we are all referring to, is without vocalization, without punctuation, and without capital letters, if you will, which I will go into a little bit. Okay? So, I just want you to think about that for a little bit. One way that this could play out is that actually Abraham's very name, I'll explain this. You see, if one looks at the name Abraham in the Bible, I'm going to say out his Hebrew name is Avram. It starts out with the name Avram, okay? Whatever. Now, what that actually means, you could say that means exalted fathers. And in other words, you could maybe interpret that to be referring to be like some king title or something for someone. And you could literally, like Pharaoh, think about it. In fact, in Hebrew, that would be Paro. So you could think that's what that's saying. And you could insert that into the story, and the whole story will make sense. Also, when his name is changed to Avraham, it even says clearly in the verse over there that it's because it represents the name Av Hamon Goyim. The word means the father of many nations. You could think that's, this guy must be some prestigious person of something. Now, maybe, obviously, if you read the Bible, it won't clearly say any subject of what he was prestigious over or whatever, but who cares? It sort of seems like that. You could insert that into the story and it will still make sense. Don't believe me? No problem. You could see for yourself. Okay, so why exactly is everyone willing to concede that, yeah, well, Abraham, he was a good guy, whatever, but he was really just, an ordinary person after all. That he was really just, that Abraham was just his personal name for a regular guy. Where does that come from? You know what I'm saying? That's just one point I want to throw out there. But also, on this same type of note, and generally speaking, many people and names and stuff and places that could be referred to in the Bible, you could not realize that it's even referring to that. You could read it differently than that based on what they actually mean. You could make different interpretations of the text where it's not supposed to be, where it's not trying to say that, obviously, but that's what you could do, and you could think that it all makes sense. You could totally do that. That's just, so again, right now we're trying to review the downsides of what I just mentioned, that the Torah is written, again, without vocalization, without punctuation, and without capital letters, as I said. Which, by the way, just another way to make this make more sense, Hebrew generally is not written with any concept of capital letters. What I'm trying to get at right now is that the whole idea of knowing that something's the name of a place or a person, definitely in the Torah's standards, is by tradition. In many cases, it has to be this way, or at least to know who is really being referred to, if that makes sense. And my dog goes again. To really understand what I'm actually saying, I'll give an example. What if I sent you an English document? Forget Hebrew. I'm saying an English document, because this is what we're talking about. And this document, it's a bunch of words that I write. Now, I take out all the vowels, which means every letter, every vowel, A, E, I, O, U. Okay, so every single A, I, O, and U, and sometimes Y when it becomes a vowel, whatever. Wait a second. Oh yeah, okay, whatever, so that would be the 6th one. If I take all of that out, okay, fine. And I also take out all the punctuation. Forget periods, forget commas, everything. I take out all the punctuation. And I take out capital letters. Where is that going to lead you? Where is that? I want you to think about that right now. Okay? So, like the word dog, D-O-G, if I take out the O, so you see D-G, dig, whatever, I mean, there's no vowels, so forget about even trying to vowelize that. But, it could either be dig with an I or dog with an O, and sometimes, I mean, again, I guess I can't think of the best examples right now, but maybe it would make sense to interpret it as dig in a sentence and also as dog in a sentence, and you don't really know what I'm saying. Now, to make myself more provable, I'm obviously going to bring examples of this where this is found in the Torah. So, in Exodus 34:26, it says, we're going to turn to it, in fact. Sorry about the car alarm. I don't know what's going on today. All this stuff, by the way, is ma'aseh Satan, Hebrew for works of the Satan, because, yeah, so many deterrents from doing what we got to do here. But anyway, so just give me a second. Here, there goes the dog again. Yishtabach shemolad. It says, Lo tevashel gedi b'chalev imo. Okay, and in English, that is, do not cook a kid in its mother's milk. Okay, fine. And I'm going to bring you now context over here. It says, Rashit pikurat matachat tavi bet Hashem elokecha. The first of the early produce that you have of your land, you should bring to the house of the Lord your God. And then it says, Lo tefashel gedi b'chalev imo, which means that the sentence of Lo tefashel gedi b'chalev imo, you can't cook a kid in its mother's milk, that is in its own context. Literally, it's in its own context. You can't. So anyone who's going to now argue my point I'm about to make about it, don't bring context in it, okay? It's not, you can't do that. Well, what's the point I'm going to make? Where it says, Lo tefashel gedi b'chalev imo, which is how it's written and which is how it's traditionally understood. Really, if I wanted to, I could maybe say it says not what I said. I could say Lo tevashel gedi bechelev imo. Again, bechelev, not bachalev. Bechelev imo. What would that mean if I translate it to English? Do not cook a kid in its mother's fat. Or, so it would basically be telling us that it's not to cook animals in its animal fat. Which one is it? Really, I want you to ask yourself that. Which one is it? It could be either one. Don't say, oh, well, it would sound better if you said in its mother's milk. Why should it sound better like that? Why would it necessarily be like that? The Bible could theoretically say anything. God knows better than us about everything. Okay, so there's no reason why it couldn't say that. So maybe it does say that. Maybe it says that. Okay, I'll bring another example. This one's gonna be really, really funny. Okay, so we're gonna turn to Deuteronomy 8:10. Yeah. In English, and you shall eat, and you shall be satisfied, and you shall bless the Lord your God on the land, on the good land that He has given you. Sounds nice, right? Okay, well, and by the way, I will bring you context. Okay, so let's do that. I'll bring you context. Context is we're talking about the Jews going into Eretz Yisrael and different things they'll do over there. That's the entire context, and also and it's explaining what it's gonna be like and what your experience will be over there. So here's the issue right here. Again, we're thinking outside of the box in that we're not reading with that. We're not gonna read the vowels that are written on this Chumash over here. Actually, a Tanakh, never mind. We're not going to read that. Because again, what does a Torah scroll have? No vowels. Maybe it says, Ve'ochelet ve'sova'at. Maybe, why not? There's no reason why I can't say that. I encourage everyone to look at the Hebrew words if they have general knowledge about Hebrew to do it. And then how could I understand this? Let's make a possible understanding. This time the subject of it will be the land. Okay, so, and the land shall eat and it shall be satisfied. Okay, and this gets really funny. And then you're going to bless the Lord your God on the good land that you're giving. Okay, fine, right. Okay, so Now, what exactly would that mean? Why can't I say that it means, okay, it was explaining food before anyway, and now maybe it's saying that somehow the land is going to, eat and be satisfied. Maybe it means we're going to have to put food on the land. Like, who knows? Who knows? There's really no reason why you can't say that it means that. And then uverachta, what's also hilarious is that, okay, if you read this without vowels, what exactly does the word say? I'll give you some possibilities. It could say uveracht, meaning feminine. It's telling the woman to do this ceremony of blessing God, whatever that even means. Or it could mean, it could be feminine like that, or it could be singular feminine in a command form again, uveracht, or that instead of it being a general term, it could just be for one woman. Maybe I don't know, why not? But fine, I'll give limud zechut, and I'll say that since we wouldn't know who that is, I'll just try to assume it's something else. So fine, uveracht, meaning feminine, okay, or uverachta, or masculine, or past tense, you have blessed, and who knows if that's for feminine or masculine, or future tense. And which one? There are 4 possibilities, literally 4 possibilities to understand this word. In fact, so another way I could read this whole thing. Ve'ochelet v'sovaat, the land shall eat and be satisfied. Uveracht, or we'll just say uverachta et Hashem Elokecha. And why? Because, or for you have blessed the Lord your God. Like I'm saying, like, and don't give me this like shtuyot that, oh well, it would still make more sense if we said it that way. Not necessarily. It could say anything. I'm challenging you right here. I literally challenge you to show me why we should know that it says what I initially said in this verse. There's no reason why we know for sure that it says it exactly the way it said it. There's no reason. Yet throughout all of history, all the Jews that's what they know it means. Okay. One more thing I would like to point out. This is in Exodus 34:23. By the way, especially about like, oh well, this idea would make more sense than the other. That's why we'll take that over that. Well, if you want to go on that route, then definitely you can't answer the first thing I brought up over here about Exodus. What is that? Yeah, 34:26. B'chalev imo. You definitely can't do that. You can't deal with that argument. But then again, even with what I just brought, there are different ways to say it. Yeah. More in that other verse actually. It could also be saying v'achalt v'savat. So instead of it being masculine, it's feminine, and you shall eat and be satisfied. Maybe all of that's past tense. V'achalt v'savat uveracht, and you have eaten and you were satisfied, and you have blessed. And you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, like, there's really like you don't know, you wouldn't know where to start off, without a tradition. That's really the truth about it. Now, if you think that can't be, get this: the first, at least, verse that I'll say that's introducing the concept of that verse that I talked about. כל המצווה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום תשמור לעשות למען תחיון. Okay. Yeah, so after so many different little takes of this video in my environment, Baruch HaShem Yishtabach Shemo La'ad, I have absolutely no problem with it. The more work that it takes for me to do this work, the more merit it has. We'll just have to get into this, like what I'm talking about before. It says, you should do the mitzvah leman tichyun. You should do the commandment so that you live. But then here's where it's interesting. When you consider taking out the important things that we've been talking about, what does it say? So it says but I'm not gonna say what it says. I'm gonna translate the way you can without the right information. So think about it. It's saying you should do the commandment so that you live. And it says urvitem, you have increased uvatem, and you have, again, I'm putting it in past tense. It's not, but I'm putting it in past tense because it could be there. It could be in past tense. And you have come into virishtem, and you have inherited et haaretz, the land asher nishba Hashem la'avotechem, that Hashem has sworn unto your forefathers. And then, as I said before about making that verse past tense, you could do that because you could say this whole passage is past tense, literally, because that's how Hebrew could be written. Okay, what's my point? You have no idea what you're doing being a Karaite reading the Torah. You have absolutely no idea. And by the way, to end off like this other verse that I've been talking about so far, I want to make a chidush about Karaitism. You know, the word Kairite in English is spelled K-A-R-A-I-T-E. So if you want, you could vocalize that to sound like Karait. So for anyone that knows Hebrew a little bit, Karait sort of sounds like it would sound like a feminine word. So in other words, that just alludes to the fact that they don't really know, not really, that they don't know in the Torah what's feminine and what's not, and they can't get anywhere. Okay, I think it's a great joke. Exodus 34:23, I'm going to look at that now. Let's read together. Shalosh pa'amim b'shana yira'eh kol zechurcha et pnei ha'adon Hashem Elokei Yisrael. Okay, this is, so 3 times a year, all your males shall appear before the Lord Hashem, the Lord the God of Israel. Okay, what's the point over here? Let's look at the word yera'eh. We're going to now give multiple possibilities for what this word can mean. It can mean shalosh pa'amim yira'eh. Okay, so 3 times in the year, your males shall see the face of Lord Hashem. Not that they shall appear. No, it just says that they'll see it. Could be talking about something totally different than going anywhere. Just they'll see it. I don't know. Fine. Or yar'eh, or it could mean so 3 times in a year, yar'eh kol zechurchat pnei Adon Hashem. All your males shall show the face of the Master, the Lord, right? Okay, fine. And shalosh pa'amim b'shana yir'eh, that possibility would mean that they shall fear the face of the Lord God. So, like, what exactly is it saying? You don't know. You have absolutely no idea what it's saying. Now, if you want to argue and say, yeah, well, since you brought up all those possibilities, then maybe it means all of them, and at the same moment. Not that wouldn't be totally illogical, but the only problem is it would be an oral tradition idea in itself, and you guys claim that the Torah is good enough without a tradition, without any oral tradition, okay? Because obviously it doesn't say that in the Torah that it works that way. Okay, fine. In so many words, the Karaite ideology and being Karaite is so ridiculous that you can't even simply read what the messages of the Torah are. You will absolutely get nowhere from nowhere. It's not like you could sort of read it and get certain things or whatever. No, you literally cannot read anything. Forget about all the other proofs, which I will be going into also, that show that there has to be an existent oral tradition, other things. Forget that. I'm saying right here, you can't read anything subscribing to a Karaite ideology. So why are you all hypocrites, you Karaites I'm speaking of, and you are willing to take our Chumash, which has the nikudot, the vowelization printed with it, that which, by the way, which was created in the 9th century, and to just use that's hypocrisy. That's a complete lie. It's completely ridiculous. So that is indeed the greatest proof against Karaitism. Please, everyone, I encourage all of you to do tshuva, to do repentance, to realize the truth, but to actually say honestly to yourself, you know what, this is the truth, I may feel a certain way, whatever, but you know what, if I can't answer this, no matter what, then that's the way it works. My sechel, my intelligence, my inherent intelligence already, after realizing such information, knows, no matter what I'll say to myself, that Karaitism just can't be. It doesn't work. There has to be an oral tradition. There has to be. There's no other way to see it. So that's what we have to say over here. So I encourage everyone that they should see the correct path and the truth about everything, especially when it comes to the correct fundamental ideas. And that's what I really hope for everyone. And everyone have an awesome day. Let's go!